Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Feyenoord Rotterdam Let's Play. And if you are enjoying this series so far and you're excited to see it progress, please smash a like and tell me down below if you have any good young Dutch players that I don't know that I should definitely sign. I have been scouting through the PSV Eindhoven team, and there's some interesting players that actually wouldn't mind joining us at all, and that's really surprising because most rivalries you just can't even get into contract talks with them. But some of the young PSV players are actually, they said they're pretty interested in a transfer, so maybe in January I'll buy some younger players that can help us out here. But there have been I have made two transfers, and I think I've let two people leave as well, since you've seen. So let's get right into those. I've sold off Jean Arriverde. I don't even want to try and say it. He's a center defensive midfielder, and I really don't play with a center defensive midfielder that often. I have a second center defensive midfielder. I have a second system with a center defensive midfielder, and he can play center back, but he wasn't a great center back. He was more of a defensive midfielder, and I couldn't justify keeping him, so I offered him out at £1.7 million to Celtic. Pretty good deal for us, as I wasn't planning on using him, and there's some good young defensive players in the youth academy, so no reason in keeping him around. And lastly, we sold Michael Kramer to Red Bull Salzburg for £1.8 million. Really just wasn't going to fit into my system at all. It was a single striker system, so just a complete and out target man won't fit, in my opinion. I need someone who's a complete forward or a deep lying forward, something along those lines, and he really doesn't fit the bill for a deep lying forward, and not at all for an advanced forward. I do think he's an alright player, he just doesn't fit my system, so he went to Salzburg for £1.8 million, and I'm pretty happy with that return. So can't complain. And now we've brought in two players. One of them can play right back and center back just as comfortably, and he's actually been very good for us so far. 3 caps for the Netherlands already at the bright and young age of 28 years old. I say the series is going to be more about youth development, and it will be, just it can't be in the first season. We have no money to spend on good young players. We have to just get in backups here, and that's all this guy is. He's a rotation player, and he's played a few games at right back, and I think he's played one game at center back, but been a pretty solid player, as you can see. 7.24 average rating. We brought him from Zwolle for £875,000, which could rise to £975,000. So pretty happy with that. And our backup striker that we've brought in to replace Michael Kramer is Giovanni Sio, a great quality player. I'm really happy to get him in, but as you can see, he dislocated his shoulder and he's out for 2 to 3 months. He actually played pretty well in the Dutch Cup. He had 2 goals and an assist, and then he started a game in the Eredivisie. He scored and he got injured in it, so not happy about that at all. But some insane physicals, some pretty good technicals, and he plays the complete forward role beautifully. So really happy to see what he'll do behind Jorgensen. But Jorgensen has been on a really bad stretch of form himself. But as you can see, we haven't. Undefeated since you last saw us win the Super Cup, 3-0. Our first game was away to Utrecht. We really should have won this game, but we didn't take it, and I was really upset about it. Then we beat ADO Den Haag 1-0 in the league, and then we drew 1-1 with Roda JC in the league. They got a sending off, and then they equalized. It was a really bad game from us. Jorgensen was not firing at all. I had to take him off, and then Michael Kramer couldn't do anything either. Then we finally got into a good rhythm. We got a 4-0 win, a hat-trick from Jens Toenstra, and a goal from Tony Trinidad de Vilhena. Great win against Sparta Rotterdam. Pretty sure I would expect it's a derby. Don't know too much about the Eredivisie, but then in the next game against NEC, Jorgensen actually got a hat-trick. One from a penalty kick, but a really good game from him. Karsdorp has struggled with so many injuries. I think he's been injured 2 or 3 times since you last saw. Just small injuries, but still really irritating. I hope that doesn't persist. Then 2-1 win in the league over Go Ahead Eagles. Knoster, he's a youth academy product, and in his only game, he had to fill in for some tired legs. He got a goal, a man of the match, completed 2 dribbles, and a 7.7 average rating as a center back, so wasn't upset at all. And then De Vilhena scored and Leon de Kogel tried to bring them back into the game, but it was only a late consolation goal. And then we got our Euro group drawn. We've got Vorskla, which are a Ukrainian Premier League team, who are the bottom seed of the group, Fiorentina, and Feyenoord. So it's definitely not an easy group. We could easily be knocked out third or fourth, but we started off with a 1-1 draw against who are supposed to be the easiest team in this group, and Pierre Hansen. I had to bring him in because Brad Jones got injured and Vermeer's injured for God knows how long, so I had to bring him in, and he's just not great. He really isn't, and as he showed it banged in off his back, and I was really not happy with that, but Elia scored a great goal, so we got 1 point out of that game. And then in the Dutch Cup first round, we got a 4-2 win, an own goal from them, 2 goals from Giovanni Siao, and a goal from Dirk Kuyt, but they got 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, which was probably just us switching off, which I'm not happy about. And then our last game you haven't seen against SC Heerenveen in the Eredivisie, Toonstra with a goal, Siao with a goal, Renato Tapia with a goal, a really nice player, and he's been playing really well at center mid, so I really don't see too much more of a reason to play that defensive mid system unless we're coming up against some really top-notch opposition. I feel like it's a bit more stable defensively. And as you can see, today's game will be against Fiorentina in the Euro Cup. I've already selected the team, I believe. Brad Jones in goal, Karsdorp, Bodigan, Van Beek, and Congolo at the back. Congolo is a great player, and he can play center back just as easily as he can play left back. 7.65 average rating in the league so far. And he got his first senior goal for Feyenoord a couple games ago, so early in the season. Jens Toonstra, my player of the season so far. He'll be starting at center mid next to El Hamadi. Kuyt, Vilhena, and Elia across the midfield. Jorgensen at striker. On the bench, Siao, our backup striker, isn't going to be on there, so I don't believe I've brought up anyone, but Dirk Kuyt can be moved over to striker, and then Berghuis will play right wing, so not too big of a worry. We're going to submit that team. Hopefully we can get a good result. We are the favorites, surprisingly. Fenerbahce beat Fiorentina quite comfortably in their last game, I believe, and I'm going to tell them, carry on straight where you finish, because we've been really good in the league recently. I'll show you the league table after this, actually. Completely slipped my mind. And Jorgensen, he's been hot and cold this season, but hopefully he can get a goal in this game and lead us to beat Fiorentina here. We got an early corner kick, which was pretty surprising. Vilhena had a pretty decent shot from distance, hard at the goalkeeper, straight from kickoff. I didn't even commentate because I didn't think anything was going to happen. Sanchez, Kuyt, laid across, buddy. Vilhena, Toonstra, out wide, Karsdorp, Tomovic, Vilhena, El Amadi. This highlight is still going on. Can we maybe make something out of it? Here it is, Congolo with the first real highlight of the half. Vilhena, Toonstra, and Toonstra goes in off a deflection, I'm assuming, but Toonstra's goal, his 5th of the season, that makes him the top goal scorer at the club. Had a free kick goal, actually, earlier when he scored that hat trick, so he's been absolutely on fire. We have 70% of the possession in this game. We've been playing really well. We just can't, story of the season, we just can't get those chances, those top-notch chances away. And it's all started with a Congolo throw. Elia to Vilhena. Vilhena, the assist machine, I tell you. And Sportiello can't handle that. Milic will throw it into Carlos Sanchez. Chiesa. Milic plays it all the way down to Kacaniklic. And Kacaniklic, and it falls, and Jorgensen, bring it forward, my son. You Danish beauty. Bring it forward, please. No, don't just take a long and he does that all the time. Really disappointing. It's halftime here. The ref is throwing out yellow cards like they're candy to both teams. They've got 2 yellow cards. We've got 3 yellow cards. But I'm going to tell them I'm pleased with how things are going because we are playing pretty well against a good side. I'm going to assertively tell all of them that I have faith in them to get back out there and do something. Hopefully we can make this lead a bit more secure. As you can see, we've been probably the better side in this game, so let's take our chances. Chiesa, El Amadi with a great interception. Karsdorp back to Brad Jones, the Australian. What can he do for us? He boots it all the way up to Dirk Kuyt, the number 7. Jorgensen takes it down. Vilhena. De Vilhena. Why are we taking all these long shots? I have to check something in the instructions here. Just why? I'm going to say work the ball into the box at this point. This has been absolutely awful. Elia dribbling forward. Finds Jorgensen. Good hold up. Jorgensen looks through to Vilhena, and oh my gosh. I've got to make a sub here. Vilhena staying on despite missing that chance. He might come off a little later, actually, but Berghuis will come on and play that winger on support, I think. And it looks like Karsdorp might... No, I don't even have him on the bench. Terence Congola will come out for Woudenberg just because he's booked, and I really don't want a red card in this game, so hopefully those changes can spark something. Karsdorp crosses Vilhena. Van Beek, do something, please. Oh my gosh, Vilhena, Salcedo, and Bernadeschi, and it's over. No, Chiesa. No. This is unfair. Van Beek cuts it out. And right now I'm going to make a quick substitution. Vilhena will come out for Emil Hansen, a good young player who can hopefully help us create something here that we can finish. Brad Jones kicks it all the way up to Jorgensen. El Amadi. And he kicks it right into his own teammate. Van Beek with a great header one. Jorgensen finds Dirk Kuyt out wide. No, he doesn't. Milic intercepts Sportiello, the Italian goalkeeper, coming forward. Saponara, Bernadeschi, Woudenberg defend him. Good. Jorgensen, play a good ball. Don't take it yourself and take a crazy long shot. Kuyt, get into the box and get that cross. Karsdorp, Jorgensen, and it is 2-0. Let's go. 5th goal of the season for Nikolai Jorgensen. And I think Karsdorp has a fair amount of assists now, most coming towards the beginning of the season, but still a very good right back. Kuyt with a smart play. I didn't think we even knew how to make a smart play. And Jorgensen taps it away. 2-0. Toonstra, hopefully with the last kick of the game, and Sportiello claims it. And the referee should be blowing his whistle. We've had 20 shots, 5 on target. I don't know how we can't get one on, but here at the Cube, Feyenoord Rotterdam 2, Fiorentina 0. And I'm going to say, well done, lads. That's a good win. And the Europa League table looks something like this now. That puts us and Fenerbahce in a very good spot. Vorskla and Fiorentina sitting down there in the depths of pretty much nothing, because Vorskla lost to Fenerbahce, obviously. So both of them are doing in a really bad spot, especially Fiorentina. But they played the 2 hardest teams, arguably, first. And right before we leave, I will show you the league table. And it looks something like this. In the Eredivisie, kind of similar to the MLS, not really, but just in the structure that they play games, not necessarily like the Premier League where everyone is on the same amount of games or at the most 1 game difference. There are some teams on 7, some teams on 9, some teams on 8, and it gives, I don't really like it that much, to be honest. It's a weird feel. You don't really know really where you are or where you'll finish. And looks like our next game back, I kind of want to do the Fenerbahce game, but we'll do that Fenerbahce game. We'll do the second tie at home against them. So if you've enjoyed this episode, smash the thumbs up, and by the time you'll see me, it'll be November, so January is not too far away. Maybe I'll ask the board for some more money, so young signing ideas would be appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.